Hello there, and welcome back to this mini series, which is documenting my pregnancy in a video journal format. So if you happen to be pregnant, or maybe you are trying to get pregnant, then you might understand that this is a crazy time. It's a joyful time, but there's a lot of things happening and a lot of questions come up, and so does a lot of head scratching. So I just kind of wanted to have a mini series in which I share the changes my body is going through, what's happening with the baby developmentally. That way you feel a little less alone, because some of the symptoms and the changes aren't talked about that much and they can be weird. You're not alone. So let's get into it. All right, my friends, so today I'm gonna be sort of detailing what's going on at 8 and 9 weeks of pregnancy. All right, so between 8 and 9 weeks of pregnancy, first and foremost, you're probably still feeling pretty nauseous if you've had morning sickness. Although I will say, for me, I feel like I have hit the peak. I feel like the worst days are behind me. Either that or I'm just getting used to feeling icky most days, but I do notice I have a little bit more energy. I haven't had to nap in the middle of the day for like the past few days, which is super exciting for me. So that just means that I'm able to get more done, because I really had to take a few steps back and listen to my body. And there were a solid 3 weeks where I was supine on my bed or the couch, and I wasn't doing much at all. And it was difficult mentally, but I had to trust that like, this is just what my body needs to do at this time. So if you feel that way, I would encourage you just to like listen to your body, give your body a chance to rest. Don't push through it, because there's just so much happening inside and your body deserves a break. All right, so now this is a strange symptom that most of you probably cannot relate to, but if you can, you're probably Google searching it, and I just want to help you feel less alone here. So I became really cold, like freezing cold, had chills. I mean, I had my house temperature cranked up to like 80 plus degrees for weeks, and everyone else was frying in there. But everywhere I went, I was freezing. So I had layers on layers on layers, and I was like, this doesn't feel normal. And I had a friend who said, well, maybe you want to get your thyroid checked out, because that could be that, you know, is one of the symptoms if you have low thyroid. So thankfully that is one of the things they check when you go in and you have your blood drawn. Thank goodness my thyroid levels were good. What I think it actually might be is lower blood pressure, because sometimes I, in addition to feeling cold, will feel dizzy, especially if it's warm outside. It's that very woozy, like, ooh, I need to sit down, I need to get grounded. So I kind of think it's maybe my blood pressure is normal, but maybe as things are, you know, developing and it's harder to get the blood to those organs, my body just has a harder time moving the blood in the right places. And so I do experience episodes of dizziness. I will also say hydration is really, really important, and I could absolutely do better about drinking water. So if you're someone who's experiencing dizziness or, you know, these cold feelings, I would just say hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. It's gonna help, especially as we move into the warmer months. I do remember with Kai, it was really hard during summertime. I felt dizzy most days. And so staying up on your water intake is super, super important. All right, also around 8 to 9 weeks, I'm like feeling my uterus continue to expand. Sometimes it comes in the form of like cramps, but again, it's like that stretching, ligament stretching pain, slight pain that you'll feel as your uterus keeps expanding, because baby is growing inside. Okay, so here's some bright news. Around this point, you might notice a switch in your appetite. So the things that I was repelled by a couple of weeks ago, say like avocados, eggs, and chicken, I'm starting to crave again. I want it as part of my meal. So I'm starting to get an appetite back. I'm not overly picky. I was carb loading a lot on the front side, like in the early weeks of pregnancy, and now my diet is becoming more diverse, which is great. And I am noticing that I feel better when I'm eating cleaner foods. So I'm not so repulsed or nauseated by the foods that just sounded gross earlier in the weeks. So again, I think we're returning to a bit of normalcy as we're wrapping up this first trimester and then moving into the second trimester in just a few weeks. Because this is not my first pregnancy, I notice that my body is sort of expanding quicker, not so much like my actual uterus, but my ribs and the muscles, like everything around here and especially my chest is expanding quite quickly, and it kind of causes some back pain from time to time. I'm gonna have to whip out like the pregnancy pillow soon because it's getting a little bit more difficult to get comfortable throughout the night, and stretching and yoga is going to be a very important part of a daily routine for me because I'm starting to feel it. I also finally took the plunge and bought a new sports bra and a new regular bra because I couldn't take it anymore. The band was too tight and it was keeping me from doing yoga or getting the exercise. So I was just like, whatever, let's just do this. Let's get a bra, let's get a sports bra, keep it moving. Okay, so finally, I have a really helpful tip for you guys. This one thing alone has made pregnancy so much more comfortable for me in my first pregnancy and now. So instead of spending a bunch of money on maternity clothes, there is one thing you should absolutely invest in, and that is some sort of belly band. There are multiple different brands. I mean, you could pick it up at Kohl's for 20 bucks. You can get it on Amazon. They usually range from 20 to about $30. But it is this like nylon fabric that's gonna start like here and then go down to your pants. And it's seamless, so you can't see it underneath your clothing. But what's beautiful about it is some of us can still get into our regular clothes with the exception of buttoning our pants. So this allows you to just leave the button and the crotch open, and you put the belly band over that, and it keeps everything together. It is a lifesaver because nobody wants to buy a whole new wardrobe, right? Sometimes maternity clothes is just not cute. It's not that comfortable. So this little belly band is like 20, 30 bucks, and you're able to wear your clothes for so much longer, and it just keeps everything together. So if you haven't invested in one of those, I highly, highly recommend it. I can drop a link for a couple that I think are great quality if you want to learn more. All right, my friend, I hope you found this video helpful or somewhat entertaining. If you are pregnant, I would love to hear what symptoms have looked like for you around this stage or what you're currently going through. If you have any comments or questions, also please leave those below, and I will catch you guys in the very next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.